So, but by the way, then let's run through this. So God used flawed processes. His initial process of inspiration, there's no problem with. Providence did not preserve it perfect. We've got all these manuscripts with these differences. So even God did not preserve it and what I'm suggesting to you is why that is because God did not want us worshiping a book. God wanted us worshiping what? Himself. And so he purposely had the originals lost. We don't have any of the originals. We don't have what Moses wrote and stuff. But then this becomes important. If God used flawed processes to accomplish his purposes, then can God use me, a flawed person, to accomplish his purposes? Yeah. And this opens up then that God uses flawed people to accomplish his purposes and that we can engage in that. And I find that rich. Okay? So he calls us to study and figure things out, and then we need to focus on the meaning. We need to focus on the meaning then and the impact it has in our life because this is God's word. And know, are we in the best position in 2,000 years? In 2,000 years, have we had better translation theories? Do we have better manuscripts than they've had in 2,000 years? We're in the best position of anybody in 3,000 years now. But what's kind of ironic about that? We have the best translations done off the best manuscripts that have ever been done. Question, does your generation reverence this book or not reverence this book? Do you see the irony here? That in other words, the thing is getting more and more accurate. We now know that it's not silver dross, that it's glaze and stuff. You say, who cares? We know it's much more accurate what we understand, but yet this generation, Bible's out the window. So, yes, sir?
I think your whole point of the Bible not being totally correct is a very good point, Ben. Like the one verse that came to mind when you said that was Hebrews 11:1. And this is like exactly what Christianity is about. Like you said, he didn't want us worshiping the book. He wants us to have faith in him. And yeah, the Bible may be wrong in some aspects. Like it's not totally perfect.
Yeah.
But like, isn't that what Christianity is about?
Yeah.
We're putting faith in something that we don't have total assurance in.
Yeah.
We believe it.
That's part of faith, yeah. So he's going back to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 and following on the faith that says we have faith. And so what I don't want to give up, and what his comments are so right about, is I don't want to give up that when God spoke to the prophets, he wrote it down, that's 100%. If you lose that, if you lose what he's suggesting as foundation, you are on a skateboard going down a hill at 60 miles an hour, man, and you know, well, some of you guys are good, but you can get hurt, okay? So if you cut that off, you're in big trouble. However, if you don't know about the scribal stuff and the translation problems, can you get in trouble on the other way? Because the critics can level you to the floor because they can show stuff in your face, and if you're, they got you. But they don't have us because God has preserved his word and it's as accurate now, and it's not, so you got to work with that. So best position in 2,000 years, and that's comforting stuff. Now here's the processes, and let me just kind of lay out these are the four processes. Inspiration, is this 100%? Inspiration, 100%. God's word is flawless. Canonization, they gather the books together. Have we got the books pretty much we accept from the Jews and stuff? The canonization is the collection of books, and we're good on that. Transmission, is this where some of the problems in copying over and over again come in? And we've got hundreds and thousands of manuscripts that all disagree with each other, and this is where that happens. Translation, you'll have different theories of translation, and you'll have different translators. And some of them will be good, some of them will be bad, some will be good, sometimes bad, other times. Can we check the different translations by looking at multiple translations and things like that? So this is the process kind of God to us. And again, you know what I'm saying, this is the way it is. I mean, this is actual historical fact at this point. Now,